Hello, my lovelies. Tomorrow is National Hobbit Day, which I was quite surprised to learn is actually an American holiday. It is Bilbo and Frodo's birthday, apparently. So today we are going to make a Hobbit hole build video. I picked a really big lot, even though the upper structure will be quite small, because we're going to be doing a lot of basementing. And I want to apologize for any issues with my voice. I appear to be coming down with a cold or a sinus infection of some sort, so I am congested, and today's cuppa in response is going to be some lemon ginger tea to hopefully clear me out. It's got lots of honey in it. First sip. Ooh. The honey is kind of masking the lemon a little bit, which is kind of a necessary evil of tea as medicine. Onward to a hobbit hole. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to look at the roof patterns, because I think there should be... Okay, there is not a hillside color that matches this roof pattern, which is unfortunate, but we're gonna make it work. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to build a pretty small room fairly forward on the property. It's bigger than we need. Shrink it up. Now I'm going to place this half-hipped roof over it. So we're going to shallow this right up. We're going to make it round. And how far out can I pull? Can I bring these all the way to the ground? I can. Now, moment of truth, I'm not sure this will work, but I think that this will come up. Yes. It won't come up through the building, but it will come up through the roof that we placed. So this is going to look very silly at first, but we're gonna fix it. It is so hard to see anything in terms of how weird or discolored things might look when we're in this tool. So I'm going to be kind of popping in and out of it to take a look at how, like, the greater terrain around it looks. Okay, that looks pretty good. It's not perfect, but we're going to fix it with some touches here and there. Oh, I need to fix this. I'm going to flatten that just there a little bit. Yeah. We don't need to have a front porch. Let's make sure we have an operational door. We're going to keep this a lot in Enchanted by nature. So we have a round door, but it's very glass, and we have a hobbity door. Let's do a hobbity door. Probably shouldn't get too hung up on colors yet, but I am who I am, and honestly, picking the door color will let me pick the roof color. Okay, so we're gonna place trees and shrubs to kind of cover up the line that we've made, and we may have to use the BB dot objects to place things where they'll actually hide stuff, because like I want a smaller shrub there so we can't see behind it. I wonder... We go into roof structures. This is... Yes. I think what I would like to do... Alright, so Shift C gives you like more points of granularity with which to alter what you're doing. And I would like this to be as round as possible. Oh, I might be making a mistake here. I might be making a whole bunch of work for myself. But I think it will be easier, yeah, if I make the roof narrower. Excuse me while I cover up what I just did just a little bit. Yeah, that's better. That looks rounder. Let's get some more greenery to get this, cover this up. Can I put a tree on top of the house because of, yeah. Oh well. I might do that anyway just to make it look more specifically like Bag End. But for now, let's pick a color of this that will blend into the terrain a little bit, we hope. And now there tends to be like a wattle and daub. Like if you go and look at the Peter Jackson movies, because that is what I'm mostly using for inspiration and vibes. There's a lot of wattle and daub in the Hobbit homes. So that is what I'm going to use for my Hobbit hole. There. A little window here. And then we can continue construction inside. I don't want to get too deep in the weeds, but I really needed to cover the join where the roof meets the hillside. And we're going to go in and do that better later. I'm just doing like a proof of concept moment. In fact, you know what? Yeah, that looks better. We're going to cover all these seams later. We're going to probably put a big old tree because Bag End has a big old tree. Put some kind of water feature. But the thing is, Hobbit howls are only little on the outside. They're these big, complex homes inside. And I definitely want to bring that to bear when we are creating our space. Let's do the really big one. And we'll call this a day. Like, this is going to be the only window really in the house. Unless we do other shenanigans later. Which we might be able to do. Alright, so if we go into this room, we're going to draw our first basement chamber here-ish. It's going to make some of our flowers disappear. That's fine. We're going in and doing flowery things later. Now we need to do stairs up into the house. In a true Hobbit home, there would be like a slant down and it would look kind of elegant and welcoming. But, we're working with what we have. So we need to bring this really close to the front of this room, which makes sense. I kind of built it into the back of the other room. Okay, we're gonna do a light. For now, just a subtle saucer. We can come back and do like moonlighting and the like later. I'm going to move this one place back and one place over. And then widen this by one. And this will be like our little entryway, our little Hobbit mudroom. Now, we want like a big circular hallway. So I'm actually going to bring this in. And then we're going to do a big circular hallway. And this is actually going to be rather a large lot. We're going to use some diagonal walls to get a real circle out of this. I'm kind of making this up as I go along and kind of have a picture in my head of what I want to do. But I gave myself a big mucking lot, so let's give these hobbits some real estate. And I might shrink it down later, kind of decide that as we go. I'm really winging it on this one because like this is a fantasy, as much as it pains me to say. The Lord of the Rings didn't really take place. And you can't go to, you can go to the set of the Shire, and don't get me wrong, believe me, that's on my bucket list. But I don't have like if I am building an American Foursquare, I can say, okay, these are what these structures looked like. These are how they were built. This is who built them and why. And However, with the Hobbit hole, we only have like the little bit of notes that Tolkien gave us. So what I'm thinking is dining room. Just gonna throw a table in here to remind myself it's a dining room, a kitchen, and a pantry. And then we'll do a front parlor. And we're just gonna round these corners off. So we'll throw a sofa in here. I want a couple of bedrooms. I want at least like 3 bedrooms. So we'll do the bedrooms all at the back of the house. Am I gonna regret drawing these on an angle? Probably. It's gonna be really annoying to decorate later. But I am nothing if not ready to persevere. Alright, these are bedrooms. We definitely want like a study. So we'll put this over here. Just a little study. What other sorts of rooms might a Hobbit have? Or do we think this is good? Oh, we definitely need a bathroom. Definitely need a bathroom. Let's do a half bath here. We definitely want a full bath over here by the bedrooms. Probably quite spacious. So we have a living room, a study, a bath and a half. I think we do want like a cellar. We'll put it off the kitchen. We'll just copy these stairs. How does that fit into my kitchen? Oh geez, that is almost exactly where I wanted it. It doesn't have to be a huge, like, root cellar, but it does need to be a root cellar. You know, I think this will do. So let's start decorating these spaces, and then we'll do the landscaping. Because we can make, like, we're building in an unoccupied lot. We can build as much as we want. Alright, flooring. We'll probably use the same wood flooring throughout the house. I'm thinking this one from Cottage Living. A nice medium tone wood. And I will just spread that everywhere. I might change it in the bathrooms. And the cellar will probably have a dirt floor. Alright, this is going to be sort of a mudroom entry hall situation. So I don't want to get like too cozy, but there's gonna be like a place to sit and change your shoes. There might be like just a little table where you could like sit and take tea, like where you can see out the window. I'm gonna try one thing. I'm gonna circle this living room so I can see it through the ground. I'm gonna see if I can come down. Can I place a window in this? I cannot. Okay. Because if I could figure out a way to place a window in that, I absolutely would. But I can't, so I won't bother with it. And I won't torture myself about it. I could probably have done things that got me there eventually. But I frankly just... I know there are builders who can. I know there are builders who will. I don't want to futz with cheat codes if I can avoid it. I try not to make my build such that if you have an update, you're going to like have to like find the thing that doesn't work to get a sofa back. I would have preferred if this came in colors other than pink. And they usually have like a little fence around this spot. Let's do this older looking stone and see if we can draw this like into the hill. What I'm thinking... Alright, I'm going to try one thing once. If it works, marvelous. If it doesn't, oh well. Yeah, it just raises up the fence. So what we're going to do is we're going to put a bush here. We're probably going to be using a fair bit of bb.move objects on the landscaping. And that's just how it's going to end up being. I can already tell. Oh, we definitely want that fabulous chimney. And we're going to do a fireplace on here at some point. You know what? Let's just place this before I forget. Because it's alright if it's overgrowing the fence a little bit. The clipping is less of an issue. I feel like we used to have more shrubs than this. I feel like we used to have more shrubs and trees. And I feel like they probably took them away in an update and we just didn't notice in time to be salty about it. You know what? I'm in here. I'm in this space. Let's do a little bit of this. We'll do a big tree coming out the top of the house. We'll do the party tree. I think we want to do the one with the the lanterns and such in it. I think there's a cottage living tree. Game, if you took away trees that I got out of packs in an update, I am gonna be spicy about it because I paid good money for those. Because there was a tree that had lights in it. I think it was a cottage living pre-order award. It might have been another pack, but I thought it was cottage living. Yeah, the Bramblewoods Delightful Tree. Do I want to make this bigger? Yeah. It's kind of ridiculous, but I also kind of love it. Look at how small the normal trees are now. Oh, we definitely want to change the colors of the lanterns. Wait, do you only come in one color? I could have sworn you used to be able to change the colors on this, because I could have sworn there was one that came with white lanterns. Unless there's another lit up tree. I don't know. And I'm not going to fight with it forever. Let's turn a bunch of trees into shrubs. Oh, good. This slants to match the roof now. Oh, that's so handy. Let's get in this. We're just trying to, cover up the seams where it meets the house. So I'm running into this thing where stuff isn't going in here because of the angle of the roof, and I've decided I'm not going to fight it anymore. And it is what it is. So let's get back to making our entry hall mudroom. We're probably going to do a fireplace in most spaces, just because that is going to be a fireplace, a wood stove, something. So we'll do a little patch of some stone flooring, just to give us a place to put the fireplace. Why would you make this not match up to the grid on the half tile? It does on this side, so if I extend it out, let's try extending it out one more square and see if that will make it. Okay. Our fireplace pad will just be a little bit bigger than I intended on this wall. Oh, that actually suits quite nicely. So we're going to have 2 zones of seating. Because this is going to be more of a front parlor than an entryway. Because it's big. And there's no way to have that proper sloping. A Hobbit hole should really have a sloping down, entryway where, you're going into the hill. But we don't have the technology to do that. You know what? Why doesn't The Sims have ramps? Now that I'm thinking about it, that just doesn't make sense. Sims, why don't you have ramps? Let's do this hand knotted mat. How much bigger does bigger make you? Kind of wish the mats from the same pack matched a little bit better. So let's put this one over by the fireplace. And we'll do this one over by the window. None of these remotely match. But just a little spot where you can take tea under the window. So we'll do a surface. We'll do just a small table. I love the scroll work on this. But I don't know that you know what? This actually does look pretty Hobbit-ish. The square lines not so much. But the square lines looking kind of rounded. And the floral stuff in the top. I'm pretty sure the chairs won't work at all for it, the matching set of chairs. But the table works better than I thought it likely would. There we go. That is just lovely. Alright, now over here we'll put a comfy looking sofa situation. We'll do warm colors. This doesn't match the Yet the wood matches over here, so we'll let the colors be a little questionable. And we'll switch out this rug for some more muted tones. And then we want to, let's do a rocking chair. On one side we'll have a rocking chair, on the other side we'll do something a little more armchairish. I would really love this wood tone with a green cushion. But it looks like I need to go with a darker wood. Alright, we need art on these walls. Oh, I need to move this tree. Alright, we need a railing for this stairway. Probably another rug at the top of it and something accent table here. We need art on the walls. This nice pastoral landscape over the mantle. Definitely need to get some clutter items over the mantle. Oh, I think there's some, yeah. Let's put this one over here. Actually, we're going to throw that over the mantle because that is a very, like, it's canon that there are portraits of Bilbo's parents over the mantle. So let's see what looks the most Hobbit parent in these pictures. But none of them look right. Oh well. Gotta have a map. I love map. Actually, the map is gonna go in the study. I'm gonna put that in the study while I'm thinking about it. Got to use that in the study. Oh, if we shrink this way down, it kind of looks like a triptych. Yes. Oh, there's a very Hobbit picture. Sheep. Like, this placement is kind of awful. I want to put it like there. How close can I get? It is what it is. Alright, I want another rug here. I want an accent table. And I want to put like one of the... It's from the new pack. Yeah. I want... And the best wood tone for the space out of what's available. Alright. We're going to have some cut flowers. We're going to have some clutter items. I'm looking for cut flowers instead of plants because they don't get a lot of light. Alright. I am not seeing anything else that would look well on top of here. So I think we're going to call this space good. The neighbors just popped in for a spot of tea. You have a nice place around the fire to have a bit of a chat and a gossip. Take a load off, get in off the weather. Now let's move on to our main hallway. I want to light this in a wall sconce. But I also don't want it to be like super dim. What looks hobbity? If you were brighter, I would totally go with that. Like, I like the idea of the candle ones, but they're all so dim. We could go with the lanterns. Those are super dim. This kind of fits the Hobbit vibe. We'll just have dim hallways. We might like hide brighter lights inside these at some point. We'll just kind of not perfectly evenly placed because that seems like it doesn't fit the Hobbit vibe, but somewhat evenly placed around this hallway. Definitely need some like runner rugs and a good wallpaper. I want something that looks kind of stuffy and old-fashioned for just the whole... Oh no, we want to do like a wood paneling. Old wood paneling. Yeah, that kind of fits. I would love like just a slightly redder wood if they have it. Or that, because it's a little bit brighter. Oh, what kind of wood tones do you come with? This actually kind of works. Yeah, I think we're going to use this blue. So let's get some runner rugs in the hallway. Oh, what are our options? What are our options? We could keep it nice and simple. It's already blue as its base color. It's a nice simple floral pattern. I mean, this could work. Alright, and that's all we really need in the hallway. Do we want to start in the bathroom and work counterclockwise, or start in the study and work clockwise? That's our big question. I think we're going to start in the study. Why? Because I want to do the study. Okay, what desk do we want? Oh, I like this full of stuff vibe. Because the other one that's got kind of the vibe I want is the antique writer's desk. But that's got like the cardboard boxes and the stuff pinned to it. Like the corkboard in the back. So yeah, I think we're going to do this. And I think this one is going to be like table lamps in here. We definitely need to use candelabras. I don't know if they'll stay. I don't know if it'll stay in this room. But I definitely want to use the candelabra. I'm just kind of pulling out all of the lighting that has the vibe I want. Alright, we're going to place these in one of the places that I'm not going to decorate yet. Just in the middle. And then we're going to pull from these lights. So we're like lighting with like lanterns. We're lighting with candles. Okay, what wallpaper do we want in the study? I think we definitely want to use that mural somewhere in like the public spaces, like the dining room or the living room. Oh, we could use this wallpaper from the gems kit. I think we want to put the map over here and have like a table. We're not going to put any chairs at it or anything, but we're going to have like a dining table situation. Because then you can lean over it and pour over your maps and things. Put it under the maps. And we'll put this. What do you mean the spooky candelabra can't go on that table? Okay, we can put this candelabra on it. Oh, that's actually quite a bit of light for the space. In fact, if we bring this in one. Recenter this table and this wall art. Then yeah, we might not even need additional light. Oh, for the bookcases. Oh, what bookcases do we want? Yes, and then we can put like stuff on them. We're mixing so many wood tones and I don't even care. As she says, as she immediately goes to make them match a little bit better. Big rug in the middle of the space. Do you have a better colorway for this room? We need a chair for the desk. Oh, what chair do we want? A slightly fancier one could be fun. I think, like, we're going to keep this a low electronics build. But I think we're going to have the typewriter-based computer just so they have a computer in the house. Let's hang more stuff on the walls. Let's get some clutter on these surfaces. Let's do this. It is like genuinely so hard to like find things that kind of fit the space. Ooh, this kind of looks like it could be Misty Mountain. I think those are supposed to be pine trees, but it's always looked like a mountain to me. Okay, then I want to go into clutter. It might be in surfaces, but if I go into... I want the stack of books. But I just want a disaster of books. Yeah. Oh, that looks good. And we can have the tea tray on the table. I would really love just like a pile of papers. Oh, we could do like a pair of reading glasses on the desk. Yes! And we can put weird stuff on the shelves. We can allow ourselves to get a little bit weird on the shelves. Oh, this collection of sketchbooks from the art pack. Ghost in a jar. Heapo books. Oh, I love how this has got like scrolls and ink bottles and such. It is so random what you can and cannot put on surfaces in The Sims. Secret goopy bottles. No, they hang off the edge of the books. Ooh, can we put some of these? Yes! We can put some of these items on the books. Like they've been there so long that they just become part of the decor. Like they're furniture as much as book Yeah, I kind of love this space. I would love to put more on the table, but it's not, like, letting me put things there. I just want something kind of tall and thin to put in this back spot. And it's got to have a really, really tiny footprint for the game to let me put it there at all. Okay, I think this room actually looks pretty hecking good. Let's move on to the master bath. Alright, I'm going to put in a subtle saucer, and we're going to take it out later. I just want to see what I'm doing. Pick colors and things, because I'm enjoying doing it, but I'm also like, this could be less annoying. I probably should have done it in there, but I don't think I needed it. Okay, tile. Tile that looks old. And I mean like classic patterns, not like old and dirty. This is kind of busy, but I don't like... We could put like... We could leave it around the edges, maybe, and like put like a plain white tile in the middle. We could go with like warm tones in here. The colors go, if I were making like a more modern home, I'd do it that way, but not here. There we go. Kind of more elegant than I was thinking, but it's fine. 4 sinks. Is there a basin that I really, really like, or do I want to put like a sink into... Do I want to use this? I mean, it is the world we live in. And then we could put the matching countertops on either side of it. Then we'll do like a long mirror maybe, or maybe 2 mirrors to either side. Because I don't want this to look too crazy fancy. But I also don't want this to look too modern. Then we can put clutter on the countertops. And then we need a tub. I want to do a tub, a shower, and a toilet. Actually, I just kind of think I want to do a tub. This does not fit at all. But I kind of wish I could use it. Now, what tub looks like it fits? I actually like the look of this one. We will have a little privacy space for our commode. A friend who hates when toilets are separated. She calls it the shame closet. I'm going to put like some of the bathroom organizers in here because I know we've got a few different like bathroom organizer cabinets. Of course, there's a nice beige robe. Oh, that matches the wall too perfectly. I was going to joke about a beige robe to match the beige wall, but that was no. Still not ideal, but better. Okay, so this is an option. I'm not seeing many of the bathroom organizers, and I know we have more than just this cabinet. I'm just not seeing them anywhere, which is making me a little bit nervous. I know we have more than this. I know we've used more than this. Why is this so poorly organized, Sims? How very dare you? Oh my gosh, I was looking like that. I was looking for this in another build recently. It made me very grumpy that I couldn't find it, and it was right there. It's in seasons. I always think it's in pets and I always think it's in cats and dogs, and it's in seasons. Ah! Grump, grump, grump. Alright, we'll pick the color that's best for the space. And we'll do a couple of these. Kind of make it look like there's more than there is. Oh, you can't even like put them close to each other. You know what? We're not putting anything that we have to move around in this corner. Oh, now there's one that looks more Hobbit-ish. Like, still not perfectly Hobbit, but more. Do you come in a pale wood? I mean, it's not a pale wood, but this one actually goes. Alright. Oh, that irritated me more than it should. Alright, we're gonna lose this light. We might do something wall sconce shaped. There's no light on this side of the room at all. I will never understand Sims' logic of what can go on what surfaces. It just seems so utterly bafflingly strange to me. Can I put an actual like light making candelabra on you? Like, this would totally burn the bottom of this shelf, but in this moment I just can't bring myself to care so much. Except I do care. So we're gonna Put one of those up there. I can't let you poop in the dark, though. So we're going to have to find a shelf that comes back here and holds a light so you don't have to poop alone in the dark. There. Nice warm light. And that's all going to vanish. Alright, we need a toilet paper roll, which I believe is in clutter. Gosh, I've been recording for 2 hours. No wonder my throat's getting a little dry. Things take the time they take. Toilet paper roll holders are in miscellaneous. They're not in clutter at all. I know we've got at least 3. Why aren't they all together? Okay, a couple rugs. Just bath mats. We do not need to get fancy up in here. Alright. Something to go on this wall. Oh, that's actually kind of sweet. I like that way more than I thought I would. You know what? I think we're done here with our surprisingly spacious bathroom. I should have counted squares. Story of this whole build, am I right? I wonder... I just scrolled past a thing from the Life or Death kit. Let me find it again real quick. Yeah. Oh, the walls aren't tall enough. Alright, bedroom number 1. We'll put in our... Okay, I'm going to put in all the subtle saucers so I can build. And then we'll take them all out as we do those rooms. Alright, bedroom the first. Let's pick a bed. I kind of want to do a double bed and then put one of the romantic canopies over it. Now, I'm going to go into decorations and just look at Love Struck. Yeah, this only comes in a few colors. And that will be, now this is like the colors for the room. Oh, and then this will match the bed. Yes. Then we'll put like a bluer leaf on either side of the bed. As like the step out of the bed mat. What dresser do we want? There are a lot of options here, actually. This actually suits kind of well. And then we'll put a mirror. Because then the woods kind of go a little bit. We'll put like a place to sit down. To like put on your shoes and put on your socks. And all of the necessary places where you have to sit down during the dressing process. Yeah. Oh, and then we'll put a couple of nightstands in. Then they can have the big candelabras on them. Light your canopy of fire, but you know, it might not happen in The Sims. We don't know. I kind of want to put one of the vanities. I kind of want to put a vanity in here. Does it go? I think it does. I think that works as a vanity. Alright, now we need a chair for the vanity, and I think this... and some wall art. This room needs some wall art. I think just a couple of big pieces like here, and I think this room will be done. That came together quick compared to like everything else so far. You know what? We'll put the sheep over here, and we'll put one of the horses on a hill. See, that works really well. Okay, there's bedroom number 1. Bedroom number 2. We want an old-fashioned looking bed. Let's use the new bed. We haven't gotten to use it yet because we haven't had a build where it works. What color do we want? Oh, do we want to do a purple bedroom? Let's do a purple bedroom. Which one is the purple swatch? Oh, this. Okay, we need a dresser. Ooh, we could do this dresser. Like, it doesn't come in a purple. But I think if we do one of the more distressed, like a grayish wood. Let's look at different swatches for this beautiful armoire. Okay, that kind of fits the vibe. Let's do wallpaper. Does that actually work? I don't know that it does. I don't know that it does. That clashes with the purple. That is not the look. It makes me a little sad, but it's not the look. You know, I think if we keep ourselves on task with decor and decorations, this one works. Alright, let's look at... I know this is already going to be so sad, because I just built my last plum gen house. Let's look at purple rugs. That kind of works. What about you? Do the smog rug. Oh, and then we could do this one shrunk way down. And then have it, like, sticking out from under the bed. Nah. No. We do need rugs for the bed. Do we want to do 2 of the leaf rugs and go with, like, a more basic shape? Like this guy. Alright, let's do nightstands. This is looking a little rough. Let's clear the purple, and then we'll, like, put purple flowers on them or something. Purple wall art. Let's do a similar wood to this. Something that goes... Oh, that makes it look almost built in. Oh, and it makes the book purple! Oh, shoot, we need light sources. You know what? I'm gonna do it. I actually like that a lot. No, I know there's tapestries and things. Come on, game. Make the stuff I want just appear out of nowhere. I think we want to put another one of these by this chair, which is technically our getting dressed chair. I could have kept this a small hobbit hole. Unfancy. But I said to myself, no, we're gonna Bilbo Baggins this up and have the nicest hobbit hole in Hobbiton. And now where am I at? Looking for an item I already placed upstairs. Just hang a huge embroidery piece on the wall. The colors fit. Sort of. Well, I think we're gonna put a bookcase over here. Because this feels more reading nook than just getting dressed to me. We could put a desk in here, like just a second desk. But then this corner just does not work. And we'll put this chair back here. We will put this on the desk. We will put a light source on the desk somewhere. You know, that I think does work. So let's get a table for this desk, put a couple clutter items on it, and move on. We can get a chair for this desk. It is a table. Desks, by their very nature, are in fact a table. Do any of the makeup brushes sets not look terribly anachronistic? This one's like got a lotion with it. We could do a stack of books with some papers on top. There we go. Bedroom number 2. Final bedroom. Let's pick our bed. Let's do this quilted one. This feels very hobbity. Let's do this one. I don't think I've ever used this bed before in this colorway. Alright, let's pick some walls. It's way too busy to do the whole wall in. It kind of fits. Maybe we can cover some of it. Because this isn't like an accent wall. You know, I think this is slightly better. I wish they had one of these with like a blonde wood. Let's keep looking. Let's see what we can find. This is so beige, but we could put all of the colors everywhere on it. Oh, choices are hard. I think this is our wall for lack of better options. All right. Big colorful rug. Do we want to do a fireplace in this one? I think we should do a fireplace in this one. But first, a rug for under the bed. It kind of looks horrible, but goes at the same time. All right, let's put a fireplace in. You're too tall for this space. You kind of work. There's a floor or something. I can never find it in rugs, but they made like a brick fireplace tile thing. There we go. Classic brick fireplace surround. Because they made it look gray and utterly, like, easy to look past, I should say. Alright, this calls for a rug in front of it. Like, we're gonna fill this with color. Let me pick beige for everything. Ooh. Doesn't need to be that big. What colors do you come in? Well, that kind of fits the yellows and blues and umbers color scheme. We'll put a couple of rocking chairs, more basic ones than we have upstairs. Then before bed, like, you could sit and have a chat. I'm gonna go into creative and find, like, yeah, we'll put an embroidery box in here and a knitting basket. And you can just, like, hang out and do crafts by the fire until you're sleepy. Honestly, I'm gonna put those in the sitting room. As much as I like that idea, I don't think it actually works long term. Let's get a little table to sit between those chairs, so you could have like some tea or something before bed, and then set it on the table. Okay, we need a dresser. Before I get into the weeds of like decor, we need a dresser. We need end tables. I think furniture-wise we're good, but let's get some wall art up. And then we'll put in some candelabras and some lanterns. Is this the where we want to... This is gonna take me a minute to do up so it looks nice. I kind of love that. It's like simple and pretty at the same time. I think there's a little bit of clutter on the dresser. Can we have some cut flowers on this dresser, please? Yeah, I think lighting in this is done. That is like nothing like what I expected, but I still like love it so much. Yeah. All right. Living room. We definitely want... I think we want like a couple of like zones of social in here. We definitely want a fireplace at one end. Probably centered at this wall. Either on this wall or on this wall. I think we're going to center it on this wall. And have like one of the flashier... Okay, that's not actually a fireplace anymore. Though I do enjoy that you can like put books and stuff in it. I want an actual fireplace in here. Now we'll pick a wallpaper. Actually, I'm going to save this. Alright, I think we're going to do some stone flooring at this end of the room to make a fireplace pad again. I think something a little more naturalistic. I feel so much better than the carved tiles. But then this is a public space, but it isn't as public a space as like the front parlor upstairs. So I think we definitely want like a sofa and some armchairs, and then maybe a love seat or some such like... I think we're going to have a few different like zones of seating. And I already said that, but it bears repeating. Is that too close to the fireplace? I don't think so. And we'll do like an armchair on either side. Oh, we could do this stool. And then that is not the colorway I picked. And then it's like both extra seating and like a footstool ottoman situation. And then I want something super... Oh, this just looks peak Hobbit. Oh, that's Bilbo's chair. That is just Bilbo's chair. Then a rug. We should pick wallpaper before we nail things in too hard. Because then if we can't find the right wallpaper to go with the decor we've already done, it'll be really, really bad. Oh, do we want to do this on a wall? Like, wrap around the fireplace with it? I don't think we want that color, though. And then we can pick, like, a green for the rest of the wall. If we can find a green that is remotely suitable. There's barely any difference in those, like, texture or color. I like that one better. It's still not necessarily the one I want, but it's better. This one. Yeah. This feels so off-center. It's not centered to the door. It's not centered to the door, so it feels off-center, even though it is centered. I kind of enjoy that. Alright, so we have one seating zone here, and I think we're going to put, like, a bookcase here. There we go. Oh, and then we could flank it on the other side. I think this is when they started wising up to having, like, different book swatches inside the same bookcase swatch. Yes. Alright, I think I want to do, like, another little cozy sitting spot over here on this wall. So let's pick a love seat. Wow, all of these love seats look really modern. Honestly, like, this is one of my big just gripes with The Sims as an entity. Is not everybody likes contemporary decorating. And it isn't even, like, about liking necessarily. It's just, that is not everybody's cup of tea. That is not what everybody wants to play with. And the stuff that's, like, cottagey or old-fashioned is so clearly delineated into sets. Like, you can put a Queen Anne next to most Victorian stuff and nobody these days would bat an eye. But they don't coordinate in that way in The Sims 4. I think this is where we're going to put a rocking chair or two. And then a little end table to put things upon. There. And then we'll do a little rug over here. Yeah. Then I think over here we're going to have like some kind of table. Like the apothecary table or a woodworking table or something crafty that you stand at to use. Yeah. Oh! Or we could do a piano? Do hobbits have standing pianos? Well, this hobbit does. I mean, hobbits love music. Hobbits love communal music. They may not have this particular instrument, but, you know, working with what we've got here. And then we'll put the embroidery box on this table. And then we'll do wall decor. I want one of the swatches that has a little bird. I think this color looks best. Alright. Wall art, wall decor. And that will be the living room. The sitting room. I love the little gallery walls that they've made over time. I love a good gallery wall. Alright. Actually like that quite a bit. Alright, last bathroom. We'll do the half bath. And then we could get it on like the kitchen and dining and gosh, these are so big, it's nonsense. Gosh, I forgot the cellar existed. We have to do a cellar too. Oh, this video is gonna be so long. Oh, I need to fix the lighting in here. A little more refined. Perhaps that it suits the room, but it's something. There's this vampires one. That is just, okay, and then there's the under the sea one. Which we'll just center behind the couch and it won't look. Just don't light your hair on fire when you're sitting on the couch. That's why this one's taller than the others. There we go. That is actually quite a nice room. Alright, the dining room, the formal dining room. Just curious. Yeah, this is already a 90K sim house. I actually don't hate that about it. What kind of, let's look at the paneling. Look at the masonry, because that's for some reason like where a lot of the terracotta is. There's also like stuccos and things. Or we could go with like another classic wallpaper. Let's do this one in a color we haven't used before. And we're not going to use any of these walls. Like, they're going to be completely hidden all the time. So I am utterly wasting my time. But a thing I like to do with this wallpaper is they have a single and a double. And if you put them together, it makes a very nice pattern that feels like they're just changing the repeats. I know it's a lot of work for a room we're gonna, not see the walls of at all, but I think it's worth it. All right, let's put a dining table in here, and we can put quite a large dining table in here because hobbits take food seriously. We'll put the cornucopia in here so it feels a little less silly. What color do we want it? Oh, I like the green legs. We need a big rug. That's actually really, really sweet. I'm gonna shift this back toward the wall a little more. And assuming our chairs still fit, let's choose our dining chairs. I really like the shape of this one, but none of the woods are even remotely what we can use here. Okay, I want a big thing of flowers in the middle of the table. All right, and I think we want to do two of the most pompous furniture or dining hutches. So we're gonna scroll to the bottom because they get fancier as you go down, kind of. Scroll up till we start finding dining hutches. Oh, scrolls in a thingy. This goes in here. Sorry, immediately distracted. Like you do. This isn't a terrible idea, but I think there's like a Discover University one that's like got a bigger footprint on the floor. Yes. We want one of these flanking, we want two of these flanking the room. I'm not gonna like bother with wall decor in this space because we will never see it. But I do, there are things that I definitely want. I think that might be it for the dining room, which feels really, really weird to say. But like, what else can we do with it? I think actually I'm going to put these into these side spaces so they're not blocking our view of the kitchen. Okay, for the kitchen, I think I actually want to go with a brick floor. I think I want like an older brick floor. Like this is almost perfect. I think I want that for the kitchen and the pantry. And what sorts of brick do we have for walls? Because I don't want it going all the way up the wall, but I don't want like siding either. I think we want this homemade brick for the cellar. There's just something about that I like, but I don't see anything that's really like, we could do this brick and plaster. These walls look so barren, but I don't want to spend a lot of time putting stuff on them that we'll never see. All right, first we need kitchen counters. We need a kitchen sink. We are going to have a fridge. We'll probably have like a small family dining table. What counters do we want? I actually think we're going to go with the Country Charm. We'll do this nice cheerful yellow. Do you not lock together on the diagonal? Oh, that's disappointing. Oh, that is upsetting. That is just upsetting. Because I was going to have them along this. I'm going to do both ends and we'll put the stove between them and hope it doesn't look too terrible. Do I want the wood burning or do I want the aga? I think we want this one. Then we do not want to kill ourselves with exhaust. It's very anachronistic, but I don't care. And it's honestly kind of silly. And then we'll put the old-fashioned lookingest fridge And we'll like tuck it in the back corner by the way down to the cellar. Okay, so we have a fridge, we have a stove, we have counters. Let's get ourselves a sink. This is the matching sink. Okay, we got cooking surfaces. You know, if we're doing this in yellow, I think we want to do... Does this yellow work? Yes! So we can use these in the pantry and it'll match. It'll completely block our view of this bedroom, but small prices to pay. And let's... Okay, that door only goes in one place. So we'll only have 2 of them over there. But that actually looks quite well. Okay, and then I think there's like buckets and things like of like potatoes. Like I want like baskets of potatoes. I want like canning jars. Why can't you put more than one of a thing on these shelves? That is vexation worthy. Definitely want the cookie jar. Definitely want these sauces. Why will nothing go on the middle shelves in there? That is genuinely kind of upsetting. I keep finding little bits I want to use and not having like a surface to put them on. You know what? Even with baby.move objects, it won't go on there. That one will, though. At least there's something on every shelf now. What would I do without Reddit telling me where the stuff I want is? Okay, my pantry isn't as nice as I would like, but The Sims just doesn't have the items I want. So, let's... This is going to go on the little table that we keep in here. I'm going to get rid of... Honestly, we're probably going to have mostly floor lighting in here. Let's get some rugs to cushion our feet at the workstations. There we go. Pick a little table. It's one of the small round ones. Let's just go with the brown and this. Stick this here. I have both of these items on this table. I cannot! Ah! Okay, we'll copy one of these to stick in this corner. And another by the stove. That is plenty of light in there. And we will do a couple of these candle lights in the pantry. Because you actually want low light in a pantry. It's not the perfect pantry of my dreams. I'm actually a little disappointed in the pantry. Let's do a rug for under the kitchen. And again, as much as I would enjoy decoring up these walls, like if somebody lays this down, it to me feels like a bit of a waste of my time in their computer processing to put a whole bunch of stuff in there that their computer is going to have to remember is there. So it's going to slow down your processing speed, and it is going to not show almost ever. Like, I encourage you that if you play with this build and you want stuff on those walls, go in, put stuff on those walls, go crazy, have fun. Like, please redecorate all of this if it suits you so to do. But like, I love Deligracy. She's an amazing sim builder. Like, her builds are beautiful. I have to be very careful to put her builds in, not so much anymore since I upgraded, but I had to, on my old computer, I couldn't play her builds. They would crash out my computer. Like, I would literally, like, have my computer freeze up because it couldn't handle that much. And it's just, I don't want to do that to you guys. Okay, I think there's some fun, like, stacks of crates. Oh, actually, Actually, I don't think I'm gonna go with the dirt floor. I was all about that dirt floor, but let's put the brick floor in. Or maybe a really simple looking stone floor. Yeah, that looks well. All right. I think that's decorating the house. So, oh no, we have the last bathroom. I completely skipped it. I went to look at floor tile and just completely scatterbrained off of it. All right, we need a floor tile for a bathroom. Okay. We just need a wall that goes with this. Kept it a basic blue. This shouldn't be too hard. Crossing my fingers. Sometimes The Sims likes to toy with you. You know, let's just use a basin sink instead of one that fits into a counter. I feel like each of these was put in like as the bathroom was built. So they all look different because each of these was built in time. Like, I imagine there was a point in time where like all of the bedrooms or everything were in this space. And then they said, oh, I want a bedroom, and they dug back. Oh, let's have another bedroom, and we dug back. And or one of these was a bedroom and one of these was a sitting room. And then they dug out all of these rooms individually over time, and that's why none of the rooms like shape matches. I think I might also just shrink this bathroom down. And a roll of toilet paper and a couple of rugs, and then I think our interior is done. Really glad I put the walls up there. Alright. So for the interior, we have the front parlor for just quick, short visits. And you come down the stairs. There's a bathroom right there in case you need it. And then there's the cozy family living room. We have bedrooms 1, 2, and 3. I think this one's my favorite. Then we have the big family bathroom. We have the study/library. And then if you're coming for dinner, we have the dining room, kitchen, pantry, and cellar. Now, we're going to do some landscaping, and I might kind of rush this a little bit and do it a little bit off screen and come back. Just because this video is already... Guys, I've been recording for almost 4 hours. I'm getting tired. Just a little bit. And yeah, I think I'm going to do the landscaping and come back. So I will be with you shortly. So I just found the tree that I was originally thinking of for the party tree, and it's the lilacs and lanterns tree. And I think I am going to switch it out. All right, I added a fishing pond. I added ample room for a hobbitish garden, and I put in 2 cow/llama sheds and a chicken coop. I do think I'm going to go in and do a little bit of terrain paint because no way that grass is as pristine as that. With such critters about. Yeah, but that is Bag End. Happy birthday, Frodo and Bilbo. I hope that you have found peace and happiness in the lands to the west, even if you do have to live outside the walls. But that is probably too much Tolkien trivia for a Sims audience. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope after I edit everything down it isn't too terribly long, though I suppose we'll see how it goes. If you've enjoyed this video, please consider giving a like, a comment, maybe even subscribe to bring you back for more Sims building nonsense. Have a happy time zone wherever in the world you are, and I will see you guys next time.